Alright guys, Papa Pepper here at Baker Creek once again. Check this stuff out. One thing, look at their Malabar spinach. Right up there, and then here's what I believe are the dwarf tamarillos. It's either that or they're not on Gia's. But they're a bit bigger than ours. There's already setting fruit. We'll just have to ripen to orange and be done. So, pretty exciting. Oh, here's what we just had in our stir fry the other day. The plantain, right? So plantain, yarrow, pretty cool stuff everywhere. And one thing I love is the large variety of just bamboo, different trellises. Check these out. So all this, of course, when you come to something like this, it gives you ideas of what you can do in your home garden. I mean, this is 4 pieces of bamboo with some twine. And you're running the beans up that. These are probably the tiny little cucumbers. Oh, cool. Here we go, right? The bullseye toothache plant. Very cool. We've got our own. And then here we go with a couple more different types of trellises. Of course, they got mullein in their garden too, just like we do. And these must be 4 o'clocks here. I like that one too. Nice big. So these are some good looking corn. So anyway, when you come to something like this, obviously I'm meeting actually some of the the plants that my plants came from, because well, my bullseye toothache plant came from here. We haven't grown any of these yet, but I got some seeds. And then of course the dwarf tamarillos too. Came from here, so just kind of cool. And we're going to check out the gourd tunnel in a minute. And that'll be even cooler. It's so beautiful too to see the calendula with the peppers, and then here it looks like some bitter melons. Some bumpy melons there. Looks like some Siam Queen, maybe basil in the middle, but just another interesting trellis. Very simple, but very cool, and of course cost effective. Just a couple pieces of bamboo and some twine. Put that together, so you can see this is a pretty interesting garden overall anyway. And one thing that I'm thinking of doing is actually like cobblestoning my pathways on top of the mulch, and then just leaving the raised beds. Looks like some nice amaranth, but leaving the raised beds in between it. And oh, a little peach tree in here. Very cool. So it's inspiring to see what others do, and learn from what they do well, learn from their mistakes, incorporate it into your own. Just, you can see why I love peppers. Check out the beauty of these. You ever seen them like that? Beautiful. So of course I love being in the seed store here because it is amazing. Today I was actually just coming for the dwarf moringa. So I'm gonna have to grow that in a pot anyway. So a dwarf tree is gonna work a lot better for us. But this is also the most expensive part of the trip for us. So I gotta get in and out of here quick, otherwise I stop in like 5 or 6 times, and I'll go with 20 varieties of seed each time. So I'm gonna go check out their gourd tunnel that inspired mine, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, we finally got something that I've actually got going a little bit quicker or bigger this year. This is the gourd tunnel that I'll show you a clip from last year where they're all hanging down, but they'll get growing, and they just use cattle panels and some lumber to put it together. Now, Monster Truck, would you stand that one up for a second? Check this out. These are the old ones that they harvested last year. In fact, that one's probably still got the seeds in it, but look at the size of that. So we've got one hanging right now in our tunnel that's about half the length of this. So soon we may have some that big that we'll save for our own seeds. Lay them down, kids. That's the work they do here. So then heading out in here, you can see all the little seedlings going. They've got this very amazing, awesome, lengthy tunnel that they're growing a variety of gourds in. And here's some ones that are going better. Planted earlier, obviously, but around through there too. So we'll see what happens in the future. I know I got my little gourd tunnel now. I'm going to try to build that big kiwi trellis. And then we may get some bigger things too. Even something more like this that you could almost just put a table and chairs and have your outside dinners and lunches and stuff. Now I know last year out here too is where they were growing some naranjias and dwarf tamarillos. So I'm gonna see if I can see any of those sprouts, because one of mine is like super thorny, and I'm not sure if it's one of the ones I planted from the seed packet I got, or we were eating some with David Henry Kaiser here last year, and I did save some seeds too. I don't see any of them going on right now. So of course they're sunflowers. Seriously, I just planted some sunflowers. Mine are this big, so you can see they're doing excellent with a lot of the things they got going on. Huge elderberry bush back there, and we're just gonna kind of take a quick peek out in the actual garden here too. But I just wanted to show you guys kind of the height and the size of this giant gourd tunnel. And I guess one more thing that I thought was awesome and I really appreciated seeing, check out this power pole. Okay, what you may not see is that it's got a triangle cattle panel, so it actually goes up 16 feet, and then they've got another like 6-foot section on top of it. So they're growing straight up that, guys. What are they growing this year here? The spined chayote. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think that's it. I've only read it, but yeah, we'll see how it does. We'll see how it does. So guys, here I am up by the garden. Amaranth, corn, a lot of different things, mullein, a lot of different things going on out here. Just beautiful. Got the animals around it, which I like that, you know. Got a barrier for your garden with animals, and it's actually kind of what we do at our house too. But as you look at this, I mean, Baker Creek started because of a 17-year-old kid with a passion for seeds, and it's turned into this incredible driving force in the modern kind of movement of people having real food and safe food and growing their own food. And it continues to expand and grow and influence and affect others with this passion, with this desire, with this amazing possibilities. So here just grows all this stuff, open air pollinates, heirloom varieties, just lets it go. And then you can see too, there's 4 new greenhouses that they didn't have the other year. I think last year when we were here they had 1 greenhouse, if I remember right. So it kind of continues to generate its own thing, and becomes something that reproduces after its own kind. So as this begins to take off, all those years ago, and continues to grow, it continues to generate income and revenue that can bless many families by having something to do and a good, worthwhile job to have. But then it can also continue to expand and grow. And even we just had lunch. When they have lunch here during these events, they pretty much feed you for free, and it's donation only. So you sit down, you have pretty much what everyone else is having, which is kind of like the meal of the day, and then you can donate whatever you want. That's beautiful, because this is not just producing seeds, but it's also producing plants. So we're gonna go find Mama and the other peppers. I just got monster truck sniffing flowers here. Where is she? Yeah, right back there behind me is Sweet Pepper just checking out the chickens. So good to be back. Always a blessing to come here. Always exciting. We appreciate it, and nice that it's not that far of a drive. Alright, so Papa Pepper back at the home garden. I'm just going to do a little bit of comparison. Now these are my dwarf tamarillos. You can see they're not as tall as the ones at Baker Creek, and they're not fruiting yet, but they're getting close. In fact, I can see the flowers in the middle of here. They'll be coming soon enough. So doing good. And then, of course, we talked about the snake gourds. Now you saw that giant one monster truck picked up from last year. This one will be harvested this year to eat, or I mean today, not this year. Although it will be this year too. And these are going to be growing long, so we'll see if they double in length or not. But stand underneath this for a minute, boy. You can see with him underneath there, it creates a cool effect. And that whole tunnel that they made kind of inspired this one. I just used a little bit of wire at the top, fencing, some handy panels on the side, and some cedar with some rock at the bottom. So it's a little different, but it was inspired by the one there. These noodle bean seeds originally came from there too. This is our 3rd year growing them now, doing really good, and we're liking that. And then I'm not sure if these crossbred with something or if these are just different. I didn't see these there this time, but if the other one's the tamarillo, or the dwarf tamarillo, these should be the naranjillas. But if you look, I mean, these are one savage plant. They're covered in some cool spikes, pretty interesting thorns. So we'll see. But like I said, a lot of what we see going on other places, you know, if we want to, we can incorporate it into our own garden. We can start doing those things ourselves. And then of course that big gourd tunnel they got too, you know, that was the inspiration behind this guy, which is going to be my big kiwi tunnel. And oh yeah, the Malabar spinach. So mine's smaller, but it's starting. You know, this is actually starting to shoot up now. So it'll climb up. This one's the only one we got really going good as far as growing up. But we've actually never even tried this yet, so we'll be trying this hopefully this week sometime. But obviously, like I said, you know, our garden's different than theirs. They're professionals. They've been doing it for many years. You know, here's our Siam Queen basil. I think I saw some of that there today. And I may, kind of like that tiled garden area, I may actually put just kind of cobblestone footers. I got a stack right there of some just kind of flat pavers from down in the creek. So we may kind of start that too. Oh yeah, here's another one from there. The bullseye toothache plant, right? So you see theirs was a little farther along than ours. Ours is just starting to get the flowers, but very cool. People call them buzz buttons too because they make your tongue tingle. But pretty cool, and it's just neat to see the similarities too. You know, I grow mullein in here, more mullein here, stuff like that. So that's just what we do, and it looks like Monster Truck's on pest patrol. What you got, boy? Oh yeah, he's pretty good. He's got a good eye for this stuff. Let's see. Check it out. Check it out. Another one. So, you know, we got that. Where's the other one?
Right there.
Grab him, boy.
Gotcha.
So we'll save those as presents for who?
The ducks and the chickens.
Ducks and the chickens. So, all right, guys, just a wonderful another opportunity. If you guys are in the area of Mansfield, Missouri, the first Sunday of every month, they've got a special day like that. So that's why we went out today, July 1st. Checked it out. It's worth the drive for us. Probably worth the drive for some others too. Always a good time. The food is awesome. It's cool to see the stuff. I always have to pick up at least some sort of seed. Get to know people, meet some friends, that type of thing too, and a lot of just similar-minded people doing a lot of the same stuff, so it's a good time to swap ideas, collaborate, talk about things, and just kind of mentally work on some projects. So, all right, I got tons to do. Papa out. As always, I'm Papa Pepper, and I'd like to remind you, don't post for free. If you'd like to be part of a revolution in social media, an economic power to the people where users can actually blog for cryptocurrency, then I'd recommend that you check out steemit.com and join the revolution. Papa out.